Hi, and welcome to Cloudasta. In this video, you will learn how to migrate your organization's chat history from Microsoft Teams to Google Chat Spaces using the new data migration tool available in admin.google.com. Before we start, let's take a detailed look at what this tool will and won't copy from Microsoft Teams. First, and most importantly, this tool migrates your Microsoft Teams channels into Google Chat Spaces. The conversation history within those channels is the primary data that gets moved. The service does a great job of preserving message formatting. Bold, italics, strike-through, and emojis will all be migrated. GIFs will also come over, but they will appear as a hyperlink to the source. Any links to files in SharePoint will also be preserved. Now for the most important part, what is not migrated. This tool does not migrate any one-on-one private chats or group direct messages. It is exclusively for the conversation history inside of team channels. Furthermore, file attachments are not migrated. This includes files from OneDrive, SharePoint, or anything uploaded from a user's computer. Other items like tables, code snippets, pasted pictures, and stickers are also not included. You will need to migrate your files using the separate SharePoint and OneDrive migration tools we cover in our other videos. Finally, the tool will also skip bulk messages from external users or former employees, and message threads that are longer than 500 replies. For very long threads, only the first 500 replies will be migrated. Check Google's documentation for the latest details on supported and unsupported data. You can find a direct link in the video description. So, to complete your full migration, it is essential that you also migrate your files. Check out our other videos on the channel to learn how to migrate your SharePoint and OneDrive data, as well as your email, calendars, and contacts from Exchange. Before you begin, let's cover the prerequisites. You'll need super administrator access in Google Workspace and global administrator access in your Microsoft account. Most importantly, be aware that the entire migration process, including the final rollout step, must be completed within 90 days of starting, or the migration will fail. For this tutorial, we created 2 teams and 2 channels with conversations. Our goal is to see these channels and their chat histories recreated as spaces in Google Chat. Okay, let's get started in the admin console. Navigate to the Data Migration section and choose the Microsoft Teams tool. You'll be prompted to connect to your Microsoft account. Sign in with your global administrator credentials to authorize the connection. Next, you'll create a list of the teams you want to migrate. The best practice is to first download the sample CSV file to get the correct template. You can migrate up to 1,000 teams at a time. This CSV requires the Microsoft Teams ID for each team. To find these IDs, go to your team's main page, locate the one that you want to migrate, right-click in the 3 dots at the left of the name, select Copy Link, and paste it into a text editor to find the group ID equals parameter within the URL. You can then copy the ID for each team from that export and paste it directly into your migration file. Once ready, upload the CSV. Next, you may need to create an identity map. This connects your user emails in Microsoft to their new emails in Google Workspace. However, you can skip this step if your users' email addresses are exactly the same in both accounts, or if only the domain name is changing. Finally, you can set a start date to only migrate messages created after that date. When you're ready, click Start Migration to begin the initial data copy. After the initial migration is complete, we strongly recommend you run a Delta migration. This will copy any new messages that have been added to teams since the first sync finished. Crucially, this must be done before the next step. You cannot run a Delta migration after you roll out the spaces. This is the final and most important step. Roll out spaces. Clicking this makes all the migrated channels and messages visible to your users in Google Chat. This action is irreversible and must be completed within the 90-day window we mentioned earlier. After it's complete, you can download the logs and officially exit the migration. Let's walk through how to solve the most frequent common issues. Problem 1, you can't start the migration. If you get a permission needed error when trying to connect, it almost always means you're not signed in with the right admin account. Make sure you are using a super admin account in Google and a global admin account in Microsoft. Problem 2, your team list CSV fails to upload. If you see an upload failed error, open your CSV file and check 3 things. First, make sure the only column header is source Microsoft Teams ID. Second, confirm the IDs in the file are valid. And third, ensure no team ID is listed more than once. Problem 3. The migration finishes, but has failed items. Don't worry, this is common. The first step is to export the migration report. This will tell you exactly which items failed and why. After you've fixed any underlying issues, you can simply run a Delta migration to try again on just the failed items. Once the rollout is complete, let's look at the results. As you can see, our general channel has been recreated as a new space in Google Chat. All the conversation history is here and ready for your team to continue the discussion. Now, the last thing you need to know is that you can do this DIY migration and still have support from experts for free. If you haven't created a Google Workspace account yet, go to gws.cloudasta.com to get started with a free trial. And if you already have one, transfer your licenses to Cloudasta before you start the migration. And that's it. This is how you migrate files from Teams to Google Chat using the new data migration tool available for free in admin.google.com.